First off, I'd like to congratulate you and all the academic scholars of 2021 on your achievements. This is the culmination of many years of work, and rather than take the easy way out, you and your fellow scholars put in the time when it got difficult, making the most of your opportunities here at THS. COVID certainly threw a wrench in a lot of what happened the past year and a half, but you persevered and got through it. And that determination and drive will serve all of you well in the future. And it has gained you the respect of the faculty here at school. Your parents are proud of you. And parents, even though they are too cool to say it, they love you very much also. Tara, congratulations. I'm honored that you chose me to speak on your behalf and am proud to do so. Plus, you're in my AP Hall of Fame. You earned a 5 on the exam. Your journey has been a long one, and the last year certainly hasn't been easy, but you persevered, showing an independence that continued on this year by taking AP Literature online. You're going to do great. The dream of an English teacher is to have a student that loves literature as much as they do, one that is reading the work not just for the grade, but because of a story that can take us to places unique to us and our experiences. That love of reading has been evident throughout your high school career, and I know it will continue. I will miss the classroom discussions and your engagement, but I'm thrilled you're going to UMass Lowell to continue your studies in English. Don't think you've escaped me in my pithy quotes. As usual, I'm ending this with some Shakespeare. Stop rolling your eyes. All of you stop. If you're calling Hamlet, Laertes is getting ready to go off to school, and his father Polonius is walking with him to give him some important life advice. He talks about listening more than speaking, dress habits, the dangers of both borrowing and lending money, as well as a few others such as carousing and fighting. It's all valuable advice. But the most important one of all of Polonius' speech was his last piece of advice. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season this in thee. Best of luck to you in the class of 2021.
So I have the pleasure of talking about Matthew Tyros. This is about my 80th video that I've tried to do, and it's because I have at least 5,000 things running through my head, so I know that I'm not going to do him justice. So I'm going to dive into a story. And yes, Matthew, I'm aware that you know which story I'm going to tell. So it was maybe a month and a half or so into the trimester this year. Naturally, students and staff alike were all still trying to navigate our comfort level around school, trying to figure out how hybrid was going to work, try to figure out how these stinking computers were going to work. Half the time I was on mute while instructing. The other time I thought I was on mute and I was talking. It was a disaster. As such, I often wondered if I was even being effective as a teacher. I knew I wasn't delivering what I wanted to, and I also knew that I wasn't getting to know my students as well as I wanted to. And one day, face-to-face, Matthew Tyros walked into our villains class, sat quietly next to Daniel, Justin, and PJ, and we dove into our book discussion and our vocab work. And then when Tiger Talk rolled around, we started chatting. And I asked, how are you guys feeling about this year and like your classes? It was then that Matthew Tyros shared with me something that I will never forget. He said, school's okay most times, it feels so different. Teachers obviously need to get a lot done. And then he kind of trailed off, and I'm like, yeah. And he says, well, it's just nice because I understand that teachers are under a lot of pressure to deliver their material, and they have a lot on their plate. But you don't seem to mind if we don't get as much done as we used to. And he said, I just love coming in here because I know that you'll make us put our phones away and that you'll talk to us. Matthew Tyros, you reminded a very discouraged me what teaching is all about. Yes, academics are clearly important. I mean, you did get into Boston College after all, congrats. But the connections, having you asking me to speak on your behalf, having you walk into my classroom just to chat, that's why I've become a teacher. And that is how I know that you are going to just dominate everywhere you go as a doctor or whatever you choose to become. And I know that I'm not doing you any justice with this talk because I only have 2 minutes and I've already gone over, but I just hope that you understand how amazing you are, how clever and just magnificent you are. You're a game changer, so thank you. I'm really glad I know you.
Aditi, thank you so much for letting me speak on your behalf. I've had the privilege of knowing Aditi since she was a freshman in my geometry honors class. She was a standout right from the get-go, not only academically wise, but personality wise as well. I remember she sat in a cluster of girls. They worked really hard, and they also were able to laugh as they were working, which was great. Let's flash forward 3 years, and I was fortunate again to see Aditi's name on my roster. But this time she is taking on the challenging BC Calculus course. Aditi, you blew me away this year. You grasped, these concepts are so hard, and you grasp them by working hard, by asking insightful and thoughtful questions along the way. You mentioned to me recently that you don't think you're math-minded, and I have to disagree with you. And I think over the next 4 years, as you study psych, because there is some math in psych, there's math everywhere, how truly talented you are in the field. You are an amazing student, but not just that, you're just an amazing person. You're dedicated, you're determined, you're crafty, you're a great baker. I still remember the amazing bread you made freshman year, and you're just caring. I could go on and on. I cannot wait to hear of all your successes as you go off to Indiana. I know you'll go and do some amazing things, and I wish you nothing but the best. To all of you being honored today, a huge congrats is in order. It really is an awesome accomplishment. All the work that you poured into your papers, your math problems, your lab reports, they paid off. And in a year where you had every excuse in the book to not achieve, you still managed to blow us all away. Congrats to each and every one of you, and best of luck.
Congratulations, Kevin, and to all the other honorees today for a truly outstanding accomplishment, especially considering the past 2 years that you've had to live through. Kevin, one of my first memories of you was as a freshman up at Max's driving range, and you were videotaping your golf swing using your phone. And I can honestly say that none of my players had ever done that before on their own. And I could tell right away that when you were passionate about something, you were very much a perfectionist. You were kind of quiet then, but you've definitely grown into a leader, not just because you were the best golfer, but because you were a good person. Even though our teams weren't very good during your first 2 years and you were a much better golfer than just about everybody else, you were always harder on yourself than you were on others. That kind of attitude and leadership paid off with the success of our program during the last 2 years, and I want to thank you for that. You've learned a lot of lessons on the golf course: humility, creativity, poise, determination. All of those will help you at Grinnell and in the future. A quick piece of advice to you and the rest of your fellow honorees. If you strive to make other people's lives more fulfilled, your life will be fulfilled as well. Congratulations again on this very high honor, and best of luck.
Now, congratulations. I am honored that you chose me to speak on your behalf, and am proud to do so. They say still waters run deep. Who they are, I don't know, but they were right. There's a depth to you. You're hardworking, intelligent, and you processed it all. The terms, the rhetorical strategies, my bad jokes. You didn't say much, but when you did, it resonated. Your points didn't get lost in the noise of the classroom because they were cognizant and on point. And through coronavirus, with the scores that you made on the AP exam, we know that your hard work paid off. There are certain students a teacher can rely on to have the work done, to have not only completed the assignment, but to have learned from it. That is you. Your observations, questions, and comments show your desire not only to learn things, but to get a better understanding of them. For you, it wasn't homework. It was a learning opportunity. And this goes beyond the classroom. With you, your growth as a student went beyond answers on a paper and explored their deeper meanings. You made my classroom a better place, and me a better teacher. In the classroom, when I would digress and start telling one of my stories, Key West, Italy, government conspiracy theories. It was you that would get me back on track. We are currently reading The Alchemist and have had a lot of discussions on dreams and our own personal legends. In the novel, Santiago is told by the King of Salem that a personal legend is what you have always wanted to accomplish. Everyone, when they are young, knows what their personal legend is. He also tells Santiago about the treasure at the end of his journey. Like Santiago leaving Spain for Africa, you're off to NYU in the fall, and it's another step in your own personal legend. The journey won't always be easy, but I have confidence that, like Santiago, you'll find your treasure. Congratulations and good luck.
I'm happy to speak on behalf of Brian Garner this morning. Brian, you are a welcome addition to both my AP US History and my AP US Politics and Government courses. You brought your inquisitive spirit and wry sense of humor to both classes. It was always interesting to see where we could end up once we started down a rabbit hole discussion in class, with you being the fearless leader for all of us. You are also my meme expert and could always find one to share with the class. Sometimes they needed to be explained to me, but I always appreciated your willingness to let me in on the joke. Our debates on current events were lively and sometimes quite raucous, and I knew you would find a way to have the last word with some kind of a twist. I know that you have leadership qualities and can gather momentum to a cause, as you proved with your campaign to get students a snow day in this year of remote learning. You were seen as a hero to all. Even while maintaining your grades here at THS, you were also completing all of the necessary requirements to achieve the Eagle Scout Award, which you did successfully. Not an easy task, but an example of your perseverance working toward a goal. In the words of Aristotle, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. You have already shown that excellence. Brian, I know there is much you will accomplish with your life, and I am pleased that I was able to experience your personality and scholarship during our 2 years of class time. I wish you all the best as you begin these next steps in your life's journey.
Emmy, when I first met you in honors geometry, it was immediately apparent that you are bright, curious, and hardworking. Even as a freshman, you possessed confidence and a strong sense of self. Each year after that, when I would get my rosters for the upcoming school year, I will admit that I would first quickly scan to see if your name was on them. Of course, I was delighted and lucky to have you in my math classes again in Honors Algebra 2 and Honors Pre-Calc, where you again and again dazzled with your mathematical maturity, creativity, and wit. There are not many people who can appreciate a good math pun, but you are definitely one of them. You have such an amazing mathematical mind, which you have cultivated through your dedication, hard work, and passion. You have a genuine desire to learn and grow, and that is most inspiring to me as a teacher. You always kept me on my toes during class. On more than one occasion, you asked questions that really made me stop and think, and I absolutely love that. You asked insightful questions which often related to concepts that had yet to be taught in class. I was consistently impressed by your ability to quickly grasp new ideas and immediately apply them to new problems in creative and unique ways. You are proud to be good at math, and you're proud to enjoy it, and I think that is so great. When there is a difficult question that other students do not want to answer, you are always willing to put yourself out there and try. You are not afraid of making mistakes and taking risks. This is something I very much admire about you, and I hope you keep this fearlessness with you in college and in life. Throughout the years of my math classes, you also demonstrated quite the artistic flair and the ability to think outside the box. I still have the space-themed picture project you created with Abby, Jill, and Abigail during your sophomore year at the front of my classroom. Intended to be an individual project, you pushed the boundaries to create a beautiful 4-part picture that would later become my inspiration to change the project to the fun collaborative project it is now. Emmy, thank you for choosing me to speak on your behalf. You are truly one of a kind, and it has been such a privilege to be part of your math journey. Congratulations on your many achievements. You should be so very proud. I wish you the very best of luck and have a wonderful time at Northeastern.
I am honored to have been asked by Tucker Carmichael to say a few words about him as a student, as a leader, and as a person. Tucker is an excellent student and a natural-born leader. He demonstrates his effort in everything he does in the classroom, on the field, and in everyday life. When presented with complex problems, he stays after it, he asks questions, and he just never gave up. Tucker always turned in quality work in class, he always set high expectations and excelled in chemistry and AP chemistry. When I asked a few faculty members how they would describe Tucker, most said he is a quiet leader that competes in everything he does. I read a quote that matched my vision of Tucker as a leader. Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. On the field and in the class, this quote relates well to my vision of Tucker's positive effects on other people. He graciously shares, gives that needed smile or positive comment, and he makes other people better. I will have fond memories of how daily Tucker set a positive example, how he built relationships, how he effectively communicated with me and his peers, and his drive to succeed. I love how Tucker is a genuine person. People want to be around him because of that. He walks through life with a kind humbleness that is refreshing. As a star athlete, he could choose to be exclusive, but Tucker always chooses inclusiveness. He will work with anybody and always encourages others. Tucker, I will miss our conversations about sports and life, your self-awareness, seeing you excel on the field, and how you seize opportunities. My advice to you is just continue being that solid, positive person that you are. Set high goals for yourself and surround yourself with quality people. Stay in touch and have a great year next year.
It is with extreme pleasure that I introduce Hallie Bangora for this year's Academic Excellence Awards. There are not many people that would pick their coach for this honor, and for that, I am truly grateful. Hallie is one of the most academically gifted students to come through Tyngsborough High School. Within THS, she is the president of National Honor Society and received many academic awards, and is a 3-sport athlete, voted captain in both basketball and soccer. She was also voted All-Star in both soccer and basketball. I decided to ask a few people that know Hallie. How would you describe her? In the classroom, she was described as dependable, inquisitive, hardworking, really smart, and gifted. I reached out to her sister, Hawa, and she said diligent, valuable, inspiring, someone that everyone wants to be on their team or everybody's friend. So then I decided to ask one of her closest friends, a fellow senior captain who will remain nameless. I agree with you, Coach. I think she's all of those things, but I'm going to tell you one thing about her that no one knows. She is incredibly lazy. She said she doesn't want to go out sometimes and hang out with people. She'd just rather just stay in. That got me thinking. Well, has Hallie ever won a sprint? She's the fastest girl on the court, but has she ever won a sprint in practice? No, that's interesting. But when the lights are bright, Hallie is a gamer. She's the one that comes through all the time, on the court with many clutch plays or on the field. Hallie just has it. She has the emotional intelligence to persevere in any situation. If there's a task that has to be done, you can count on her. In coaching Hallie, the one thing that I've always noticed is her attention to detail. She always does the little things right. When I also think of Hallie, I think of sometimes how she's quick-witted, funny, and people don't realize that about her. She's not the center of attention type funny, but she is the one that can fire back on comments and make everyone laugh and rally a team. I think of someone that is sweet but fierce, confident but not arrogant. I think of how she can inspire an entire team with their backs against the wall and lead a group to victory with grace and class. Hallie, when I think of you, I'll always think of the number 25. I will think of a girl that was so much pleasure to be around and to coach. I am very confident that your legacy here at THS will go unmatched. You have earned so much, work hard, despite some people calling you lazy, and given THS a lot to be proud of. Thank you for being the complete, well-rounded, quick-witted person that you are. Congratulations on your 4 years of dominance, and may your next 4 years at Princeton be filled with new beginnings and beautiful possibilities.
First and foremost, I want to thank Natalie for bestowing upon me the honor of speaking on her behalf at this academic excellence event. Natalie has taken almost all my course offerings, and it has been an absolute pleasure to have her in class. Natalie is a natural-born leader who's been elected both class president and voted captain of the tennis team. Jackie Robinson said, "A life is not important except for the impact it has on others." I am not sure if I can pick a better quote to represent Natalie. When asking teachers, club advisors, and coaches about Natalie, every single one of them applauded her organizational skills, drive to help others, and a passionate work ethic. Natalie would help turn the student council into what it is today. She would hold meetings every Thursday, and when I would stop into the caf to fill up a water bottle, all eyes in the room would be on her, listening to her plans for the group in the future. On the tennis court, where Natalie naturally excels through hard work and dedication, Natalie demonstrates the same leadership characteristics she displays throughout her life. In a naturally individual game, Natalie is a gift to bring the team together. She ensures everyone feels included and has a place on the team. She has helped create a welcoming environment for her team, whether they be the number 1 player or the 25th player. Natalie has also committed herself to help others through service. Twice in my classes has she organized fundraisers for causes she deems important. She's helped raise over $1,000 for causes that matter to her through service learning efforts. Natalie and her group members poured their heart and soul into the events, understanding the difference they can make in the world. Natalie has received a full 4-year tuition scholarship to Salve Regina University. The scholarship is given to students that the university believes demonstrates a spirit of community that is diverse and well-rounded and who are inspired to change the world. They made a pretty good choice in Natalie. I went around and asked some of Natalie's advisors, coaches, and teachers if they had one word to describe who she was as a person. The easy one they most said was organized. There's no doubt to that. While this is definitely true, conversations after brought some discussion to the fact that it's virtually impossible to describe Natalie with one word. Her personality, her empathy for others, passion to serve, and dedication to make this world a better place are all very important in describing who she is. There's a Greek word, meraki, which means to do something with soul, creativity, or love, and to leave something of yourself in what you are doing. Natalie will carry this capability throughout her life. Whether she is playing a friendly game of tennis or teaching young minds as she wishes to do so, Natalie will leave an impact on the world around her.
I am honored that Abby Serrano asked me to say a few words on her behalf. When I first met Abby as a student in my class, she was a shy, quiet student, but she always gave off a positive type of energy. Abby would offer up an answer or a solution to a problem, and she would get my attention by her ability to comprehend difficult concepts. In class daily, she demonstrated her quiet determination and her interest in the study of science for me by taking these positive risks as a learner in chemistry. Beyond being intelligent, Abby is determined, dependable, always inclusive, a true leader, and has a high expectation for herself and others. She can work cooperatively with all types of people. I love her as a person because she is genuine and she is respectful to everyone. I have a quote in my room that says, "I am where I choose to be." This quote reflects Abby's station in life. Abby gets great results by doing things her way. I admire her maturity and ability to balance so many obligations. Most teens do not want to stand out, and some are too cocky. Abby threads that needle as she travels through life. Abby's confidence and leadership skills have grown exponentially because she makes good life choices. Einstein said, "The ideas that have lighted my way have been kindness, beauty, and truth." Abby has kindness in every interaction she has in this world. The graceful way she strides through each day with kind words and a smile for everyone be the one thing I remember most about her. This gift that she has will continue to open doors and allow her to reach her goals in life. Abby, I will miss our talks and time together, and I will miss your help as an NHS officer. Know that students like you make my job a blessing. I want to thank your parents and family for sharing you with me and Tyngsborough High School. Good luck with your higher education goals and stay in touch.
Helena is a hidden gem. She is so humble, and then you read her work and you just go, oh wow. One time I was grading open responses from tests, and I got into a rhythm and I wasn't even looking at whose test I was grading. I came across this one open response that was just really good, like really good. I had to look and see who I was grading, and lo and behold, it was Helena's. When I saw her name, I literally said, "Of course it's Helena," out loud, alone in my classroom. I was grateful no one happened to be passing by at that moment. This is not just one isolated incident. I could go on and on about perfect scores on tests and lab practicals, but I won't, because there's so much more to her than her grades. Helena is a kind, empathetic individual who brightens up my classroom. I can always count on her to be excited to learn new material and engage throughout a lesson. She keeps an open mind. She's friendly and easygoing, and I'm lucky to have had her as my student throughout her senior year. Helena, I hope you never question your abilities and talents. I'm so happy that in December, when I suggested changing your entire schedule to fit more of my classes in, you said, okay. I'm so proud of everything you've accomplished this year, and I'm honored that you chose me to be here today. I see in you something that is so rare, and I hope you see it too. And should there ever be a day down the road where you need reassurance of what you're capable of, please let me know, and I'll send you a copy of your open response from your Hallmark of Cancer test.
I want to congratulate all of the academic scholars. I have loved teaching many of you and working with you in NHS this past year. Abby, I am honored that you chose me to speak on your behalf today. I loved having you in my classes, especially in AP Biology, where I got to know you and what an amazing young woman you are. You are here this morning because of your hard work and intelligence. Besides that, you have so many other incredible qualities. You handle yourself with such grace and humility. You are so kind and good-natured. I don't ever think I've seen you in a bad mood. I remember in AP Biology when you asked me if you should take the test. I was shocked that you didn't realize how great you are. I'm glad you decided to take that test, and I think you are too. It has been so fun working with you as our secretary in NHS. The induction was a great success, even in the midst of such a crazy year. You played an essential role in raising a lot of money for the food banks. Thank you so much for your service in NHS. I was very excited when you became my lab assistant this year. You totally kept me sane. Thank you for all of your hard work and help. I loved our chats about school, life, and the world, and I've truly missed that this trimester. I want to thank your parents for raising such an awesome human being. Abby, I know you will be a great success in any path you take in life. Enjoy Framingham College. College is truly the best time. Please keep in touch. And congratulations, Abby.
Jill, I'm laughing as I'm recording this because I remember our conversation about this ceremony. And as much as I get nervous when having to do these types of things, it really is truly an honor to be selected. So thank you so much for choosing me to speak on your behalf. I first met Jill as a freshman in my geometry honors class, first period, and man, were you guys a quiet group. You didn't ask a lot of questions, but that was really because you didn't have to. You silently aced your way through the class and made geometry look easy. This year I got to experience a different side of you in AP Calculus. I got to hear your voice so much more, and that was awesome. You weren't just willing to go along with me or your classmates because we said so. You wanted to truly grasp the concepts and the reasoning behind things, and you surely did just that. I think that's one of the reasons why you did so well. You asked my opinion on things, you asked questions about my life, and it was so nice because so often as teachers we're trying to form these connections with you guys, and it was really nice to have you and your peers reciprocating, so thank you for that. I also love that you have like a feistiness or a sassiness about you. I truly believe that will be a contributing factor in some of your successes in your life. It has been a pleasure watching you grow into a strong, confident, vocal math student. St. A's is so lucky to have you, and I hope to hear about all the great things you go off and do. So best of luck. I've already had the chance to congratulate you all, so I just want to take a minute to say thank you. Many of you I had in geometry or calculus or both, and thank you just so much for being such an amazing group. I know as teachers we're not supposed to have favorites, but you are certainly at the top of my list. So go off and do amazing things, and don't forget about us here at THS.
I have had the pleasure of coaching Ella Bolio on the Tyngsborough softball team. It is with great honor that I am able to speak on her behalf today. Ella's work ethic and dedication on the softball field is second to none. As a captain of the team this year, Ella is a quiet leader. She is one who leads by example. She is someone that I can always count on to be on time, to work hard for the entire practice, and to work on her pitching skills on her own time. The qualities that Ella shows on the softball field daily are the same ones that Ella carries over into the classroom. Ella works extremely hard on her academics. For her, just as softball comes easily for Ella, math comes naturally for her, and she loves learning new concepts. She is especially invested in her math classes and looks forward to diving deeper into the subject in college. She is always an attentive and a very capable young lady. Just as she does with her extra work on her pitching skills outside of regular practice time for the softball team, Ella invests extra time for any available extra credit opportunities academically. She challenges herself with opportunities that will make her better. A quote by the famous soccer player Pelé states that, "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do." This quote represents the qualities that have made Ella the successful student that she is. Her love of learning and her hard work will shine in her future academic opportunities, and I can't wait to see all of her accomplishments. Ella, keep working hard, keep challenging yourself, and continue to grow in your love of learning.
I am beyond pleased to speak on behalf of Sarah LaBranche. I had the pleasure of meeting Sarah back when she was a sophomore in high school. A young, shy, bright-eyed girl, that is how I remember her back then, but I quickly learned there was so much more to Sarah than that. Correct, Sarah does not need to be the loudest in the room, though on rare occasions she is. Behind that at first quiet demeanor is a young woman full of imaginative ideas and passion. It has been an honor to see her feel so secure and confident in herself to start sharing those ideas. Additionally, Miss LaBranche has such a positive energy around her. Even when she is having a rough day, she is still somehow able to emit such positivity. On a lighter note, I don't believe I have met anyone more capable of making herself comfortable in these classic school desks. Many a time, Sarah would just somehow get all curled up and comfortable, ready to learn. Meanwhile, I start stressing out if there's a fire drill, will she be able to get herself up and out in time? Getting comfortable in those desks is not Sarah's only talent. I remember her stopping by after school or during tri-exam days after they were done to encourage students who had fallen behind to get their work done. This was always done in a light and cheerful manner and never in a "I'm smarter than you" type of manner. In fact, in a recent class activity, she had to describe herself in 5 words. She chose simpática, divertida, cómica, honesta y tranquila. I was shocked that inteligente, or intelligent in English, did not make the list. This just goes to show you how humble she truly is. So many times, especially this year, I have overheard Sarah cheering on her classmates and being their biggest supporter and giving them that positive feedback when they themselves were being too hard on themselves or needed that extra motivation, proving that she truly is simpática. Sarah, it has been such a pleasure seeing you grow these past 2 years into an intelligent, confident young woman. I know you will do great in the future and be such a positive impact on others. Your positive energy is infectious. I have seen the drive in you when you find something that you are passionate about. Some may call it stubbornness, but I hope you don't let them deter you. Believe in yourself and never be too afraid to go after your dreams. Te extrañaré muchísimo.